That was Brunei. I don't know whether it is Brunei or it's Bandar. Bandar, the channel of Bandar. So the name Bandar seems to be a little bit Indian Bandar, but we don't know. It's anyway, it's a nice country all over Brunei. I was there in 2019, visited people there, and it was very nice. Today is sunshine and we are on the air. Before we said on the air. Today we say we are online. Are you online? Yes, we are online. So today we are on the air by the pure fact that we have started some equipment in order to take whatever comes to our mind. I just recently realized that I'm not the one that should talk. I'm not qualified. I do these things with a poor skill, and when you have no clue about what you are going to talk about, what a pity figure of a. So this is Norway. Let me introduce myself. I'm Norwegian. I'm 65, and what more? I'm an activist. I'm nice. I'm all this kind of stuff that you would like to hear, and we wouldn't say what you wouldn't hear, would we? This kind of presentation is very awkward. For me, it's very awkward to make a presentation of myself because I'm an honest false prophet. It's a twisted. Of course, people look at me in different ways. I don't know how you look at me, and that doesn't really matter. What matters to me is all about me and how I present myself, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just funny remarks, and we have to do our best in order to increase whatever is about us. We have to better our ways. But to make a presentation about myself is rather hard, because you would hear all of my videos should be a kind of a presentation of myself. I don't know how many videos I have done, but it's heaping up a large number. So and I'm not the right one to. You see, the bright idea that more often as the one that is going to be presented, it's not good if he do it himself. But when you apply for a job, you have an interview, and it's the first impression that is important for the one that is going to employ you. But in this case, our presentation would be very awkward because I don't seek any employment. I don't seek any friendship. I don't seek any partner. I don't seek any of those things that you may think that I present myself like I'm on a dating spree. No, I'm satisfied with my life. I don't seek anything in anyone's eyes, as Bob Dylan says. Doesn't look for anything. Only the void is telling the tell. The void is telling the tale. Let me write that. It's a brilliant sentence. The void is telling the tale. Maybe we can linger a little bit on that because it's. It can be, you see, what you can't really define about yourself is that kind of telling the tale. You see, everything is between the lines. Everything seems to be between the lines. When we are reading each other, we read between the lines. I got a shocker here some days ago that I said something. But the one that reacted so harshly was reading between the lines, and he got it so wrong. Maybe my way of doing things is not very appealing. I don't know. To make a presentation of yourself or myself is can be this awkwardness, because here in Norway we have a tradition of making an awkward scene about ourselves if we do this kind of presentation of ourselves. You need a degree of bravery to it. When you ask someone to present, can you please present yourself? No, that wouldn't go easy by him or her. It would be a very awkward situation. What is there to say? In Norwegian's eyes, I can educate. I can teach you. I can make you understand how awkward it is for a person here in Norway to make a presentation of himself. He will mostly say, I'm working with this and that, this is my repertoire, my track record, I have been in this field and I have this education and I have done this and that and all this kind of stuff, but nothing about him or her personally. There is no personality that is presented. And I would like that it switched to something substantial when people make a presentation of themselves. That they do it with some kind of substance. What is your drive? What is your urge in life? What is your light? Who is your light? What is guiding you in this life? You know, you state kind of the obvious statements. I love animals, I do this, and I love it. It's all in some kind of, we have to attach everything to something. But what is within? What is making you breathe, so to say? Yesterday or the day before, I learned something. I was reflecting on what point in life we become a little bit shy. It's when we get the self-awareness. We get self-aware. We get to know that I'm someone. Before that, you have some independency, but is kind of a need to know, need to eat, need to be clean, need to have comfort and care. All this kind of scary stuff that is for the infant child, that is ongoing. That is quite interesting when we get self-aware, and when you have this request, can you make a presentation of yourself? It's kind of self-aware. They don't like that kind of self-awareness. Sweet music, and we need that in life in order to cope. So when we grow up, I saw many children in Kenya that was hiding behind the mother's skirt when we Mizungu, as they called us, Mizungu, came. And they were so sweet. The children, mostly the ladies, were very shy. The ladies there were not talking so much. The boys, the man was making all the noise. Pigakilele. As they said, when it was a little bit much noise, it was kelele. It is that kind of when children are playing together, they are so loudly, they are crying out. I'm living here close to the kindergarten, and sometimes I hear this screaming noise, and it is quite interesting when you. I don't know whether they are self-aware, but they ask for my name. When I pass through there, I think now they are warned by the ladies, because this man is up to no good. He is a bad man. He doesn't answer the children well. If they ask for his name is Walk, Car, Rain, or something very odd. So I just reply the children according to what they are playing with. And it's kind of a joyful moment for me to pass through, because they are asking all sorts of questions. And I think that is why people get self-aware. In the end, they stop asking because they get self-awareness. Is he looking at me? Who is this man? Am I here? Should I be here now? All this kind of question, that is self-awareness of the children. And it's nice. I think the grown-ups doesn't really understand when or how to handle the children, because they are not so self-aware as we grown-ups. So something is very awkward for when the children are saying, we have books here from the mouth of children. And it comes out very, you understand the point, but it comes out without any filtering. It comes out very, very as if they did understand something or a word that it's put in a very awkward place in a sentence. So they have this kind of oddity to them, which when we are listening to it, we feel a little bit awkward because it's a fault. It's something that they should be corrected by. But it is all the innocence in the child that is operating. So when children are playing around, making all this kind of noise, it's this kind of lack of self-awareness that is so intriguing to me, that they can be out there without any self-awareness. And I think part of the shame that we are striving with, as I said in our presentation, you feel here at least here in Norway, but I think in Africa and so on. Not that I want to be prejudiced, but I think that kind of task of making a presentation of him or herself goes much better because they have not this shyness to them. They have learned to work independently. And I think that here in Norway we are so dependent on others' feedback. If this is okay, if this is good, if it's wrong, I did say something wrong, all this kind. So me sticking my head out here on the video wouldn't go well, as I said yesterday. It wouldn't go well by those that doesn't really think that is something to do. Here, when we saw artists back in the 70s, when the television shows grew larger in numbers, we felt it awkward on their behalf because they were sticking their head out. They were Norwegian. They shouldn't sing. They shouldn't do all this kind of stuff that made them famous. So when a-ha, they come in the 80s, I think it was in the 80s. A-ha, it was even from our own town, so more shame on them. Kongsberg, they came from this Morten Harket. He came from Kongsberg and he should feel very, very ashamed of himself. And it was in 1982. And they grew so famous that we felt that, what are they doing? They are coming from Norway and do this kind of famous stuff. It shouldn't be right. They should feel awkward. They should hide under some bushes and go away. That was at least my shamefully. I have to admit that was shamefully my awkward. That's how awkward I felt back in those days. That sticking my head out shouldn't be the general routine. Look at me now. I'm a famous talk star forever in the universe. I'm so big. I'm so great. I'm so funny. No, it's not. You see, either you are very bad or very good here in Norway. It's kind of no middle in between. So making a fool of myself is kind of going not good still in Norway. He is laughing, he is waving, he is making crazy faces and all this kind of stuff that people think that this man is just a crazy man. He's brain dead anyway. So this kind of thumbs down. Is I got, but people are generally self-aware into the shameless pit, shameful pit they are living in. Well, what to do? It is nice. It is nice to talk about it because everything have to do with growing up. I get a little bit moved when I see someone doing good things today. Like we have a singer here in Sandefjord, Ida Stein. I think her name is that. She is now gaining more and more followers, and she is more and more known for her nice songs. So we should be proud of each other, not shameful. Here in Norway we have much to learn. People that I should make this video in Norwegian because it's all for them. So when people succeed, when you get to know them and they succeed, it's so nice, it's so touching, because I at least know what kind of prejudice people are having toward those that try it out. And there is a bassist in United States coming from a little town in Norway. I think it's Moi, and I think his name is Sjursen, Siggy Sjursen, and he is a bassist for the world's known artists. So he kind of did it, and in the first moment you have this, who is they? They wouldn't know. They wouldn't get that kind of amateur into this great is. No one. That is shameful of me and people that think like that. To think that people are so bad coming from Norway. I arrest myself. So here the self-awareness has gone into the backbones, every bone in my body. And I think I'm talking for 99.9% of the Norwegian population, at least. And I think it's a general topic. It's when someone from Sweden does like ABBA. They become so crazy famous. Everybody knows ABBA, everybody knows AHA, and everybody knows this big band. I can't phrase it, but Ida Stein is going to get so famous. Not by me, but by herself, by her bravery. It takes so much for artists to do what they are doing, because they know the mentality. All the people that are staying back home, doing nothing for themselves, pitting themselves with envy of those that succeed. I don't know whether people are envy of this. I don't believe so, because there is nothing to be envious of. But I still keep it going. I'm so self-aware that I'm shameful of myself. I think of myself, I shouldn't do it. It's all the same self-awareness that we have to battle with. The self-awareness is, I think Mr. Paul in the Bible, when he was talking about his thorn in his side, his limp, so to say, that was a tormenting spike in his side. He was talking about it, and it was from the devil himself. He said he got this kind of spike in his flesh. And I think I can put something to that notion of that spike. I forgot. I even forgot I should be in the shadows. This video man should be all in the shadow. He shouldn't show himself. So I lit myself up now and bring a picture from the Bible with Paul. I think I can contribute with some enlightenment on that spike in his flesh. And I think that is very common. If you think that you are big. In my case, if I was to think that I'm so great, I'm so well spoken, and I'm this and that would tear me down, and in the end I would wonder, what am I doing here? I think in that way that sometimes I succeed with some of this video, but we have to be honest, be frankful, and I feel sometimes that this spike is tormenting me. And many people that are well known wouldn't talk about that kind of doubt in their mind. It's a kind of a doubt of what you are doing. If you are not honest about your doubts, about yourself, I think you need some kind of a self-awareness in order to doubt a little bit about yourself. And I have a lot of doubts about me, myself, what I'm doing, and here and there and everywhere. And that keep me in a sober line. You see, many people doesn't think that their own voices count for something. It's only the famous if I get 1,000 followers or 100,000 likes or something, that means that I do it very good. But that is a lie. If you can't sober yourself with asking yourself the hardest question, self-awareness is asking yourself the hardest, very hard, profound question. It is mandatory. It's a sobering up thing. Self-awareness is asking yourself the hard question. What am I doing here? Why am I doing this? And do I believe that either it's so few or it's so many that likes and comments and appreciate what I'm doing? Is it that makes me do it? Or was it the drive in the first place? So I have to go back to the initial beginning in order to find myself, in what picture I want to frame myself. And that is kind of a deep thing that we have to undergo. But now I have to end this with big shalom. Keep your blessing and be well. Be a blessing for everyone. Bye-bye.